I sometimes ponder upon the fact that my grandparents, my great grandparents, didn't have to live in such an age of technology. I don't know why, but today I've been extra sensitive to the overstimulation that I feel where I'm literally nauseous. Like, just looking at the MacBook in the viewfinder gave me a wave of nausea. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I have been on this self exploration journey, like I mentioned, and a big part of what I'm feeling and what a lot of us are feeling is this desire to get off our screens, a call inward, a call to look at our hobbies and to do things that we actually want to do. And it's like a trend now, like all these analog videos, which is great, but it's not a trend, like that's just life, and we've actually just not been living. So it's so weird to me to like hear people talk about like the analog video trend. Like, no, like, honey, that's not a trend. We're just so distorted and our view of life is warped that analog is normal life, and we have been living in the matrix. We've been living in this dystopian reality, and I am so done. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but some people are literally chaining their iPhones to walls, and I think it's like the most brilliant thing ever. And yeah, I'm so grateful because I do feel like it is God calling me back home to myself. It's God giving me this awareness that, hey, you're spending too much time on technology. You have completely lost yourself in the process. You're consuming so many other people's lives that you don't even know who you are. You're just viewing yourself through the lens of how you are similar to the people that you look up to, or putting yourself in a box of I'm like this person, or I'm like this person, or I'm a mix between these people. But no, Isabella, really? You're Isabella. You're you, and you're your own box. And it's been very revelatory and very beautiful to be walking through this path. And it feels like I'm dying. Like, you know how life is like cycles? There's birthing and dying. I feel like I'm dying to an old version of myself, but also at the same time being born to who I really am and coming back to who I am at the core of who God created me to be without screens, even though like making these videos give me so much life. So I don't really count making these videos part of it, because I mean, editing is, yes, but that's such a hobby, and that's even more of a point to get off my phone more. If I'm editing so much on my computer for these YouTube videos, how much more do I need to get off my actual iPhone? So yeah, I've been seeing a huge revelation in our generation, at least with the side of the algorithm that I'm on, where we need to wake up to our screen usage. You know, the brick has been so popular, all of these different things. And I'm so pleased and happy to see that so many of us are picking up hobbies, that so many of us are finding out things to do with our hands, like real human beings. And yeah, I've been walking through the thick of it, you guys, just like 24 years old, and I feel like I'm just scraping the surface of who I am. And I think in the past I've thought I knew who I was, but I don't think I really do. And that's okay. I'm 24, you know. I don't think we ever need to find who we are. Maybe that's just a continual unfolding, because you know, the more that we grow and the more years we spend on this earth, we are going to shapeshift and we're going to look different. And who I am going to be at 65 is not who I'm going to be at 24. Like, yes, our heart might be the same and might have the same values and in maybe, you know, interests that stay the same throughout all those years, but I think finding who we are is always changing. It's moment to moment. Who am I today? Who am I going to be tomorrow? But I think removing distraction, removing comparison to other people's lives shows you more about who you are now, and that's all that matters is now, because that's all we have is now. So I've been I guess some ways that I've been doing that is, like I said, not consuming so much. I I think that's the biggest way, actually. I think that is like the biggest way. When I'm off technology, when I'm not consuming other people's lives as much, I inevitably, as a human would be, again, I'm saying these things as if they're so profound, which they can be, but they're just life. Like, of course, when you're off the screens, you're gonna find out who you are. Of course, you're gonna get pulled in the direction of your interests. It's like we make it sound, and I'm currently doing it, or we make it sound like it's such a profound statement, and I need to sit down and tell you guys. But in reality, my great grandma passed away recently at 100 years old, but if she were sitting here hearing me speak, I can't even imagine the thoughts that would go on in her head. Like, yeah, like just like live your life and you'll find out who you are. But life is so distorted now. It's so distorted that our reality is so masked, and we're viewing life through the lens of so many other people's opinions and worldviews. And I'm ready to get back to myself. I'm ready to learn who I am, and I think so many of us are craving the same thing. So if this video resonated with you, if this idea resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I love I love connecting with other humans who are on this same path. When I find people who are also, living off the beaten path and carving their own way through life and going against social norms and rebelling and being just different than what the world is showing us and telling us how to be. And even when I was watching a YouTube video earlier, because I was, it was just it was so gross, honestly. These companies just want us to get their apps and consume, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I want real. I want like real life. Like I don't want to live on a screen. I don't know why some days I'm like so sensitive to it. Like today, like I'm still, that wave of nausea is still over me, and I mentioned this in a few of my videos, but in case you're new, I have a cleaning business. So today I had to clean 2 houses, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it's just a little boring. So I put on a YouTube video, and I could tell today I consumed too much because there's like this static that I feel, and I don't, please, you guys, tell me if you feel this way. Like, there's this like incessant humming, and I feel it in my body, and that's why the nausea is here, and I'm overstimulated is what I'm describing. Yeah, let me know if you can relate to this. I'm sorry if you do, but it's a relatable topic nowadays.